For everyone sharing their story and being vulnerable, you have opened everyone's eyes to see what it is truly like to be in the healthcare field. Put that coat on, that jacket, every single day. We thank you very, very much. So I would like to present to you guys Breaking the Silence, a Black nursing documentary. I'm at a loss for words. Give everybody another round of applause. I don't think you ladies understand what you just did and where this is going to go and how impactful this is going to be. At this time, I'd like to call up Diesa and Ashley to say a few words before we get into an awesome panel discussion.
Really quickly, I'm just going to say some thank yous. I want to thank Black Women Cultivating Change, Arts Wave, BI3, Interact for Health, United Way, ICANN Health, Children's Hospital, The Health Gap, Mercy Health, Tri Health, UC College of Nursing, and Mount St. Joe College of Nursing. And then, of course, our nurses that were interviewed. If you're here, can you please stand? Thank you, thank you.
Somebody had posted, "We are not our grandparents."
Come on.
I am hopeful that the new generation will really say, "I am not my grandmother," and we are not going to tolerate all of these continued microaggressions, and we are not going to allow for policies and systems to continue to be developed that get in the way of our being able to be successful.
So for me, advocating for myself, taking up for myself has always been something I've done. But as it relates to patients, I just found the courage to speak up for those who can't speak up for themselves or don't know how to speak up for themselves. And again, I mentioned earlier, I do not like bullies. So for me, just those patients and people being mean to them, I really want to be able to say, you're not going to talk to her like that, and this is what we're going to do. So I think for me, it's just innately in my spirit who I am. I am a fighter by nature. I do not give up.
You sound like a fighter.
But I just say, just for myself, just naturally who I am as a person, I want to make sure that others are taken care of. I want to give the care to somebody that wasn't given to me as I was growing up.
When she and I went through the hospital, we had a lot of us. And I don't see as many Black nurses in the hospitals as we used to have. Mm-hmm. We could walk in a room and there was more than just one. Now I'm walking in hospitals and I don't even see one. I'm looking for one. And I'm thinking, where are they? And then I hear young ladies saying, I don't want to be a nurse anymore. Whatever we have to do to change that, let's change that. Because we're going to need nurses from now on.
She was there, she was preterm, had a lot of blood pressure issues, had a blood sugar issue, you call it, you name it. And so I just came in there just being myself, and I would just check on her and tell her, explain to her what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, because I feel like that's the biggest thing is like you just come in doing stuff and they're like, why are you doing this, why are you doing that? And sometimes when you do tell them the why, it like brings the anxiety down. I was just doing my job. I didn't think I did anything significant, to be honest. I even stayed over during shift change because I just don't like giving an unstable patient to another nurse. And then I came back maybe like a week later, and she was like, where were you? I was looking for you, and everything like that. And apparently she had gave me a shout out. And one of the things that she said was just, you were just super attentive. You were so calm. And I just really appreciate you just being there and staying over after your shift just to make sure that I was okay.
I had just completed my ICU training, and I had just started becoming an ICU nurse, and there was a piece of equipment that was supposed to have been set up, and it was supposed to be set up meticulously in order for the physician to monitor the patient's heart. And I set it up exactly like I was trying to do it, but when he walked in the room, he just looked at me and said, "That's wrong." He picked that whole sterile tray up and threw it against the wall and told me I had no idea what I was doing. He did not want me in the room, and I needed to get out and get somebody else. So I left and went and got the preceptor, a white girl, of course. She came out, she looked at it, she picked it all up off the floor, which was dirty now, he couldn't be used. She investigated everything about it, And she told it was a resident. She told him, she said, it was right. She was right, you're wrong. He said, well, I need somebody else to set it up. She went and got the medical director, his boss, and told him what happened. And he came in the room and he said, now you're getting ready to set it up. And he told the doctor, you figure it out, but you better set it up because you had no business doing what you did to this person because of your problems with who she was. It had nothing to do with the equipment, it was who I was, and he did not want me in the room. And not only did the medical director make him do it, he made me stay in the room with him. He said, now when this is over, you will apologize. But that was the time that I had been discriminated against and then taken up for by the same white people, just two different versions.
This is the part that's really sad. I can't even say that it only happened when I was young and in my 20s back in the 70s when we were we were just coming out of Jim Crow, right? Because even as an administrator and a hospital CEO in the new century, this 21st century, I still was faced with some of the same kinds of interactions with people as I did when I was 20 years old. So it's never really stopped.
I listen and I read some of the black nurse networks on Facebook, and some of them girls, I'll be like, I want to meet y'all.
Right.
Because they be out there like, we're going to take this, we're going to do that. Well, I never said that.
Yeah.
If they said go sit in the corner, I went and sat in the corner. Knowing that it was wrong, but I didn't want to cause any trouble. I didn't want to make any waves. I just wanted to graduate. But just the fact that this documentary was made says I'm not taking that anymore. So I already see the change. Now, what I think we should add to that is more of us. Whatever we can do, however we do it, to get more of us to do what we're doing. And not just for the money.
Come on.
Because it can't be about the money. There's never going to be enough money. For what a nurse does, you can't pay me enough.
Come on.
It has to be because I care. But if I care about you, and if we take that with us, along with the fact that it's a great job, then I think more people will join. But it's up to us, those of us that are moving on, to say, come on, girls, come on, boys, let's do this. And let's be more of us, more doctors who stand up for what's right, more nurses, more administrators. I believe higher education, I believe in nurse practitioners, and I think that's beautiful because I am a nurse practitioner. I just started too late. But where are the bedside nurses? We have to love that profession too. We don't do it to go through it to become somebody else, because somebody has to take care of the patient. And hopefully that'll be some of us as well.
As much as I like to believe that I have forgotten some of those things that occurred over the years, the fact is I've not forgotten, and they still have a place in my heart. And I also believe it's why I continue to hang out with these young people, because I hope that maybe I can say or do something that will encourage them to continue to move on. And that is what gives me hope.
Wasn't that amazing?